watching movies and jamming out. K-Flix 198.4 Fiction Radio.
Welcome back to K-Flix Fiction Radio. It's Mixtape 3. Just remember one thing. No matter where you go, there you are.
Was that a line from world-famous surgeon slash scientist slash jet-powered race car driver Buckaroo Banzai?
You bet it was.
The best resume in the galaxy, in this dimension.
It doesn't get any better than Buckaroo Banzai. Oh my word. I had never seen Buckaroo Banzai before. Dustin, had you seen Buckaroo Banzai before?
I had never actually seen it. I've seen clips from it. I was familiar with things about it, but I'd never actually seen it, and I'm so glad we got to watch it.
I was completely blown away by this film. This happens a couple of times on the show so far of me just regretting living a life without seeing something. And this is way high on the list.
It's something special, isn't it? It's a weird movie that it sounds like even the people making it weren't sure what it was.
Yes, the consensus is that they had no idea what the hell it was. Even after seeing it, some of them still had no idea what the hell it was. But every person that I saw give an interview about the making of Buckaroo Banzai said it's one of the best times of their career making the movie. So,
oh yeah, nobody had a bad time.
Right, even though they had no idea what the hell was going on or if it would even work, they still had like the best time making it, and that makes me so happy.
Yeah. Oh man. And what a cast.
Oh my god, what a cast. Yes.
Can you believe there's a movie with all these people and we'd never seen it until now?
The movie kept progressing and I kept being like, how the fuck are all of these people in this movie together? Like every scene, I was like, you got to be kidding me.
It's crazy. They got Lithgow when he was up and coming. They got Goldblum when he was up and coming. They got Peter Weller plays Buckaroo.
Yeah.
I mean, in a role I've never seen him, a role like one I've never seen him in, you know?
Very true. Yeah.
I mean, Peter Weller is mostly RoboCop in my mind.
Yeah, that's fair. Uh-huh.
And then Christopher Lloyd shows up. And Mike from Breaking Bad is in there, because turns out he was around this whole time. And Clancy Brown is there. Turns out he was around this whole time.
It just kept going. Dude, Ellen Barkin as well. The second time we've talked about Ellen Barkin on the show. She was in Tender Mercies as well.
Yes. Oh my God. 1984. So this was a year before Christopher Lloyd's life changed forever.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
A year prior to Back to the Future. What a special thing. I'm so glad to have seen it. And it's one of those things, I mean, it does have a cult following. I will admit we're late to this.
We certainly are. Yeah.
People know about its specialness, but it's inspired a lot of stuff since.
Oh, yeah.
I think.
Now, I don't have any proof of it being an inspiration. In fact, I tried to find some and I couldn't. So I'm probably just talking out of my own ass here. But John Lithgow in this movie really reminded me of Vincent D'Onofrio's Edgar from Men in Black.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Like just those big sudden mannerisms that Lithgow is doing of like big arms out and then like scrunched up real tiny and then big again. Yeah. It really tripped my sugar, water.
Totally, except he's doing the weird Italian accent.
Oh, yeah, right, yeah,
Which, I think there's a story with that. There was like some Italian guy worked, on the studio lot or something, worked somewhere, and Lithgow just paid him to record all of his lines for him.
I did see that, yeah.
And so like he would he would push back against anyone who claimed that his accent was not authentic. He's like, I learned it from the real deal.
I'm pretty sure in the credits, that guy is credited as Lithgow's vocal coach.
Yeah, I believe so. I think that's true. I like that storyline of him getting sucked into the dimension, like way back in the 40s or whatever, 30s, whenever they were doing the experiments.
During the initial testing.
They were like Italian scientists working at some American site. It was very like, they were definitely referencing like what we actually did, where we just bought Nazi scientists and made them make our rockets.
Yep.
And underlying it is just the fact that Buckaroo Banzai is so super duper cool.
Yeah, he's the coolest.
Everybody loves him.
Yep. The ultimate cool.
Like, I love that not only is he like all these things, but he's all these things urgently at once. Like, he's like doing surgery. And he's like, I gotta go. I am needed right now to drive my rocket car into another dimension, hopefully.
Yes. Uh-huh.
By the way, Jeff Goldblum, you're a cool surgeon guy too. Join my like entourage. And then Jeff Goldblum shows up dressed like a cowboy because he's got to have like a character.
The movie is like an assault on all of your senses in the greatest way possible.
It is in the greatest way possible. Yes. It's all like stupid fun. I love it. We get some cool creature effects.
Yes.
This thing that's almost like a critter. If you guys remember Critters.
Great franchise.
Yeah. Gremlins got all the attention, but Critters was great too.
But yes, the effects work is so good. In fact, I couldn't tell if it was Christopher Lloyd in the alien makeup until he gave the middle finger at a certain point, and I was like, no one could give the finger like that except for Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah, it was definitely him inside. I mean, I think there's a bunch of like behind the scenes stories of them just like everybody just cracking each other up, especially Christopher Lloyd. Like, I'm pretty sure there are scenes in the movie where you see Lithgow breaking, like, as the evil scientist, just losing his shit laughing because Christopher Lloyd's so ridiculous.
I love hearing stories about people making things and them just having the greatest time, and then that reading on camera as well.
Yeah, you can tell when people are having fun. It's the most important thing, you know, in a way. I mean, unless it's Saving Private Ryan, I guess I don't want them to be having fun.
I feel like that's a pretty hard movie to have a lot of fun while making, but I bet there were days.
Yeah. I love that they worked a way into this to have the War of the Worlds be a real thing.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
That happened in history. Like it was just a cover.
Uh-huh.
Which is kind of Men in Black. Men in Black, I think, is in a lot of ways actually inspired by this. If there's a movie that I think is more inspired than any other, I would say the original Men in Black has got a lot of the silliness of this.
Oh, definitely.
While maintaining it's got a serious plot, you know, like the world is at stake, but at the same time, you know, like there's a layer of like this is all goofy.
Right.
The Men in Black filmmakers probably were not late to Buckaroo Banzai. Just the vibe of it is similar, and specifically in Men in Black, they have the whole flying saucers on the things at the World's Fair were a cover up for an alien thing. So similar to this, how the War of the Worlds was a cover up for, or was used as cover by aliens to secretly invade Earth.
Right.
Not aliens, lectroids. I mean, we're getting into they're interdimensional creatures.
Yeah, I just couldn't think of a better word earlier, and I had forgot of lectroids.
Red lectroids are the bad ones, and then the black lectroids are the good ones. We only meet one black lectroid in the film. That's the like Rasta dude.
Oh, right.
Trying to get in touch with Buckaroo Banzai the whole time, but he can't get to him because he's this famous, busy, well-protected guy.
Who, you know, I mean, like we've mentioned a lot of his other professions, is in a fucking rock and roll band.
Yes, and seemingly to join his crew, you gotta learn an instrument too.
Yeah.
Like that's part of it. Like you may be another one of the best doctors in the world, but it's like, can you play, bro? Do you want to hang with us? You gotta play.
And you better be good.
So, with that said, can we give the people a little bit of Buckaroo and Co. playing?
Absolutely. So the name of the band is Buckaroo Banzai and the Hong Kong Cavaliers.
That's true, yes.
Here is their cover of Rocket 88.
Oh, those synth horns are awesome.
They're so fucking good. Now, Peter Weller, who's doing the solo right here, actually plays the guitar for this, and then he plays the little pocket trumpet here in a second.
I'm also like, I love that he's a like famous rock star, but he doesn't sing and nobody else sings. It's an instrumental act. He just wails on the guitar.
Only for this Rocket 88 cover, at least.
Well, that's all we see. So yeah, fair.
Well, that's not true.
No?
No, we'll get to it. We'll just give the people a little bit of time.
Is there a singing bit?
Yeah, there's some singing in here.
I don't remember a lick of singing. Okay.
Oh, no, we'll get to a little bit of singing, but you know, let's get into some Rocket 88 lore here.
Yeah.
It's written by Jackie Brenston and Ike Turner. And this was a #1 R&B hit.
Nice. What year was this?
1951.
50. Yeah.
So this song, Rocket 88, is featured in the movie a second time. Did you catch that the jet car's license plate was Rocket 88?
Saw that.
Pretty cool.
Buckaroo is a big fan of the old jazz standards.
yeah, he certainly is.
Blues standards, I should say. So, correct me if I'm wrong, the music as played in the movie was done by a group called Billy Vera and the Beaters.
Oh, okay.
Billy Vera and the Beaters actually have a bit of a career in show business.
Okay.
Outside of just this movie. Namely, they are the band behind the theme from King of Queens.
Cause maybe all my life I will be driving home to you.
This is Billy Vera.
Wow.
And Billy Vera's in the movie as well. He's in the band, in Buckaroo's band.
Nice.
I had a real hard time keeping track of character names, but he plays Pinky Carruthers.
So you mentioned not remembering any singing in this movie.
No.
It's in the same scene. Buckaroo stops playing Rocket 88 because he hears Ellen Barkin's character crying, and then he sings a song for her character.
Of course, on piano, yes. Yeah. I forgot it because it totally switched moods.
Yeah, it drastically switches moods, yes.
Because he decided he was going to woo a lady mid-show.
Yeah, with another cover, this time, Since I Don't Have You.
This is weird.
I love that she's just sitting there sobbing. Like she just went to this show to sit down and sob. And he's like, hey, miss, what's wrong?
I do have a little bit of background information about Peter Weller's music career. In college, he played trumpet in one of the campus bands while attending the University of North Texas. And he also currently has a band called Fly Naked, where he sings and plays trumpet, which he founded in 1998. So I tried to find clips. I was like, around since 98, should be able to find clips of Fly Naked. No, for a band that's existed that long, I can find no fucking clips of, and this, right? So they even played the Denton Arts and Jazz Festival in 2023. That's really recent. People have fucking
Nobody
cameras.
filmed it?
How the fuck can I not find any clips of Fly Naked? So because I don't have any clips of that, dear listeners of K-Flix Fiction Radio, I know that you would be really disheartened to learn that we don't have any doo-wop in this episode, so that's why we're going to play the original version of Since I Don't Have You by the Skyliners.
Feels like home. Yeah. K-Flix Doo-Wop Radio. So in addition to that, one scene is all we get with Buckaroo and the band playing, right?
Yes.
But this movie is also kind of known for another bit of music, and that is the end credits scene, which is just the whole entourage walking together, meeting up, forming a line and walking across the LA River. Set to this track. And it's such a catchy little tune. And it works really well. I mean, this is what always gets us. This is not a visual medium, but go look it up. The end credits of this movie are available on YouTube.
Yes.
Check it out.
But there's an interesting fact about shooting this, right, Dustin?
There is an interesting fact about shooting this, and I'm gonna let the composer of the movie, Michael Boddicker, tell us.
They're really not marching to the Buckaroo theme. It's Billy Joel's Uptown Girl. When you hear it with that, it's just perfect. You can't use it, so you got to put our theme in there. But that's what everybody's grinning about, because it's blasting out of speakers, reverberating in the LA basin. And this choreographer is up on some kind of a lift so that he can see what camera scene. It was a big production.
So yeah, in reality, they're just blasting Uptown Girl in the LA River. Everybody's having a good time walking in sync to it. And then I guess what I infer from that is then they had to make the music match the tempo of Uptown Girl.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So that it worked when they cut it together. But also, last thing I'll say about this is that this one is, I would say, verifiably inspired another film, and that's the end credits to the movie The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou. In that one, it's set to Queen Bitch by David Bowie. But it is very much the same concept. Bill Murray walking along the boardwalk, Willem Dafoe comes in, everybody else starts coming in.
Right.
Forming this cool Johnny Quest team lineup. It's like a reverse of movies that start with building the band or getting the band back together or that kind of, that trope. Uh-huh. It's like the reverse. It's like they've accomplished their goal. They're all together. We're going to showcase them now. Looking serious, looking ready for the next adventure. Speaking of the next adventure, this is a mixtape, Shawn. What do you say we get on to track 2?
That's right. Our second track is going to be The Afterparty, the Chris Miller and Phil Lord show.
Yeah, the Apple TV thing that not anyone has seen because nobody's seen Apple TV things. Although I think if anything's gonna do it, Severance is changing that. That's officially a big show.
Very true. Yes. Well, I mean, Ted Lasso was pretty big.
Ted Lasso was pretty big, but who knows? I'm sure it all helps them. But I feel like the big mysteries are great for getting people to sign up for your thing.
Speaking of mysteries, this show is a murder mystery.
It's a murder mystery, but it's fun.
Super fun.
It's not serious at all. It's very much in the vein of the
Only Murders in the Building.
Well, Only Murders, but before that, the movie, I can only think of the name of the sequel, Glass Onion, Knives Out. I feel like Knives Out started this renaissance of fun murder mystery, Clue style stuff.
A mystery with a lot of comedy involved.
Yes.
At least the first season, which is what we're here to talk about because it has the fictional artists of Xavier and Jasper as their main focus, is about a group of people who come together for their high school reunion. Xavier being a person who has achieved mega pop star status.
Yes.
And Jasper being a person who wants desperately to have achieved that status. And they were in a ska band together in high school called Scarpe Diem.
Scarpe Diem, which is in the great tradition of doing pun names for your ska band.
Exactly. Xavier is played by Dave Franco, and Jasper is played by Ben Schwartz. Xavier is the character who gets murdered at the after party.
He's the big time pop star. The party's at his house, his mansion. He's got a helicopter and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, he's super obnoxious.
Super obnoxious, totally. Yeah. That is key to the setup for this, is no one's rooting for him, really.
Honestly, you gotta love a setup like that of just everybody fucking hated this guy, so...
Yeah. It works well because that helps take the pressure off.
It does.
That helps you laugh because you're oh, well, this guy was meant to go down. He's sucked.
Yeah. And we do get quite a bit of music in this season of the show. We get 4 songs from Xavier, and we get 3 songs from Jasper. And out of a 8-episode season, that's pretty good to get 7 tracks out of that.
Yeah, for sure.
So like I said, there are 4 Xavier songs, and the one that I've chosen is X Marks the G Spot.
Great title.
And in the universe of the show, it went platinum when Xavier was 21, and it is from the album Somebody Save Me. And it hit number 1, beating out both Ed Sheeran and Taylor Swift.
Yeah, he's huge.
So here is X Marks the G Spot.
She said X marks the G spot on her treasure map. Doing flips on the dick, she a acrobat. Make it rain on that pussy like the weatherman. When she with me, she down for whatever, man. She said X marks the G spot on her treasure map. Shawty, she a freak, staring at the camera while she riding on the D. Yeah, how she get all that shit, now she earned it in the sheets. Got her on her knees, beat that pussy like police, yeah.
Pretty good stuff right there.
Yeah, it's super like SoundCloud rap.
Yeah.
It reminds me of just a lot of like music that I totally listen to, but like I never know the name of the artist.
Yes.
Here's we're gonna see how this goes. I didn't think of this ahead of time, so I'm gonna play it for you live. But here's a track called "Stunnin'," which you may have heard. I think it's known to some extent by Curtis Waters and Harm Franklin.
Oh yeah, I know this.
Yeah. It's like hip hop, but it's not serious.
Right. Yeah.
Like Kendrick is hip hop, but it's serious.
Yeah. Well, some of it. He knows how to have fun too. But yeah, that I know what you're saying.
He does, but like, like his whole thing is serious. This is cul-de-sac rap.
Right. Sure.
Not to say I don't like it. I love that shit. But that's totally what Xavier reminds me of. I also, we don't have to play it, but I love that one of Xavier's tracks says, "I'ma live forever."
They shot a full fucking music video for that one.
Did they really?
They
Wow.
did. It's pretty great. It's like him at his own funeral. So he's like in a coffin and all kinds of shit like that. It's pretty funny.
Because he's dead in episode 1, right? Like,
Yes.
the mystery starts there. Yeah.
Uh-huh. But the irony of having a song like that is pretty great since he's the person that dies in the season of the show.
Yeah.
The other two Xavier songs that were released are Duet and Just Like You. All 4 of the songs were at least co-written by Stelios Philly. I believe that's how you say his name, at least.
Yeah, we couldn't find it, but that's how we've decided to say it. And if it's wrong, we're sorry.
Yes, very sorry. You have made wonderful music, though.
In addition to the songs for Afterparty, he did produce this song "High,"
And I'm gonna be high.
which is a Young Thug Elton John collab
Yeah, I didn't know this existed.
from 2018.
Oh, fun.
And I'm gonna be
Does it remind you of anything we've talked about? Walk hard.
Oh my God! Yeah, yeah. I was like, yes, it does. It is ringing
it's straight
true
out
in
of
my
the
brain.
playbook.
Yeah. God damn, that's funny. Oh, that's a really fun comparison to Walk Hard. And then we also get 2 other Xavier songs that are mentioned in dialogue, and those are Pussy Hole and Orgasm.
Just filthy, this guy.
Yeah. He's the titles of some of these songs are very like 2 Live Crew-ish. Mm-hmm. Moving on to the Jasper side of Afterparty Season 1. By the way, he does show up very briefly in Afterparty Season 2, where he does do a little bit of singing. I will not spoil that for you, nor will we spoil who is doing the murdering of Xavier in Afterparty.
Wouldn't dare.
It's still a new property, and also I feel like it hasn't been given its shine because it's fucking fantastic.
True. And I still haven't seen season 2.
Oh man, it's still super fucking fun. I'm crazy bummed that it got canceled.
Yeah.
So the 3 songs that Jasper sings, they're all produced by Daniel Pemberton, who won an Oscar for Hear My Voice in the movie Trial of the Chicago 7.
Hear my word. Hear my cry. Let me see a change through these eyes.
And then on the completely other side of the spectrum, Daniel Pemberton was also the composer for Peep Show.
Oh, wow. I guess he's from the UK because all of his earlier credits are UK productions, BBC stuff. He also did the Into the Spider-Verse movies scores,
Oh,
the animated Spider-Man movies.
those are great films.
Yeah, good stuff.
And just to give it a quick mention, we're not going to be playing everything here because there's just too much to talk about in these mixtapes, but we do get small samples of Ska Diem throughout the first season of Afterparty, and we do get sort of a track that Xavier is working on that Jasper starts to work on as well, interweaving some of the stuff from the Ska Diem music. So you got a lot of extra things to experience in the show if you give it a watch, which I highly recommend you doing. The main Jasper song that I would like to bring up is the first one we hear in Jasper's musical episode, Two Shots.
But what happens if you choke and you didn't catch a break? If you fail, do you bail with your tail between your legs? What about those of us who missed our shot? Didn't rise to the top, never became the cream, and we just remained the crop. I've heard it said before that we get one shot in life. And even though that may be true, it's not exactly right. Cause here's a secret, even though we get one shot in life, we all get that one shot twice. We all get one shot twice. We all get one shot twice. In other words, we get two shots in life. That's why we all get one shot.
I love that so much.
It's hard to not think of Hamilton when I hear this, especially with the shot. You know, one shot is the big Hamilton song. Two shots.
My shot.
Oh, my shot. My shot. That's right.
I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Hey, yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot.
Yes, I absolutely agree with you.
Yeah. You had it ready to go. That song, by the way, not to give away too much about when we're recording this, but Shawn, you, I don't think have seen it yet, but that song is used in a really funny way in the SNL 50th.
Oh, nice. That musical, I believe, is 10 years old this year.
Oh, wow. 50 years for SNL, 10 for Hamilton.
Now, did Two Shots remind you of anything else, Dustin?
In the beginning, like just like a general like Beastie Boys kind of vibe, just because it had some guitar in there and because there was like the dueling verses back and forth kind of thing going on.
Right.
But I don't think that's what you're getting at. What do you got?
So here I go, it's my shot. Feet fail.
Little Eminem, Lose Yourself.
Sure. Yes. Another song about your shot.
Take the moment, you own it, you better never let it go. You only get one shot, do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity grows.
I mean, very much so. It is like this married with the Hamilton style equals the Afterparty song.
Yeah, mixed with the comedy of like, no, not one. You get two shots.
Oh, it's a great joke too. So like, yeah, there's you had to think of the Lonely Island Boys a little bit in there because it is comedy rap.
That's true. So the Jasper songs, there are three of them. There's Two Shots. There's Yeah, Sure, Whatever. And there is Three Dots from Stardom. All three of the songs are written by two men, Jack Dolgen and John LaJoie. Now, Jack Dolgen also wrote the Jasper episode.
Oh, okay.
In which all three of these songs are featured, and won an Emmy for Outstanding Original Music and Lyrics in 2019 for his work on Crazy Ex-Girlfriend for the song Antidepressants Are So Not a Big Deal.
Okay.
Antidepressants are so not a big deal. Big whoop, you're an antidepressant. Sweet treats, here's the deal. Welcome to the club with open admission. You're cast in the play that has no audition. Yes, everyone is special. That's usually the sitch. But when it comes to meds, you're such a basic bitch.
That Emmy win was shared with the star of the show, Rachel Bloom, and Adam Schlesinger.
Oh, shit.
Yep.
In 2019, you say?
Yes, 2019.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That was one of the last things he did.
Yes, it was.
Wow.
And then the other writer of the Jasper songs, John LaJoie, if his name rings a bell for you, it's because you probably know him as Taco on the FX show The League.
Oh, okay.
And he did a lot of music as Taco on The League, so that's something that we can talk about in a future episode of K-Flix.
Nice.
Also, I was familiar with John before he was on The League because he was very viral with his internet songs like Everyday Normal Guy.
I'm just a regular, everyday normal guy. Nothing special about me,
Oh, I've heard this. Yeah.
I'm just a regular, everyday normal guy. When I go to the clubs, I wait in line, motherfucker. I'm just a regular, everyday normal guy. I got $600 in the bank, motherfucker.
That was the first time that I ever heard anything by him. That was published on YouTube in 2007.
Oh, wow.
48 million views.
Holy moly.
And he's still making music. He's still putting out really good songs on his YouTube channel. He put out a song about wrestling maybe like a year and a half ago. It's really good. He did like a music video with wrestling action figures.
Nice. Wow. I knew none of this. The League is a big hole in my a big gap in my TV watching history.
Oh yeah?
I never caught any of The League. Did you watch it?
Oh, you bet I did, yeah.
Oh yeah?
The League gets a lot of credit for really breaking Jason Mantzoukas because he has one of the greatest characters in modern TV history on The League as Rafi. He's just unbridled chaos on that show.
So, Shawn, in the process of figuring out we wanted to talk about the after party, we found kind of a weird thing that I don't think was on either of our radars.
No.
But there was a movie that came out last year, 2024, called Reunion. And it's kind of weirdly the same thing as the after party. In a lot of ways, it's a high school reunion, and it's a party at a rich guy's house.
Yes.
He's a distasteful person that you don't care that he dies. He gets murdered, and there's a mystery amongst the party goers.
Oh, yeah.
Clue style over who killed him. I mean, nothing but the whole basic premise is the same. Like, the way it plays out isn't the same. And it's nowhere near as funny to me.
Well, so, I mean, you say the way it plays out is not the same, but I would argue that it is, because immediately when the movie started, I was like, well, if this is the after party, this is the person that killed the rich guy. And they were.
Yeah, kind of. But no, I would argue, well...
But yeah, there's a lot of weird similarities in there. There's two pregnant characters. There's an ex at the party. There's an unrequited love storyline. There's a character no one remembers.
Wait, did Afterparty have two pregnant characters?
Yes.
Weird.
Gen 1 and Gen 2.
That's right. It is one of those situations where it is almost as if, I mean, I would almost bet money that the reunion script was kicking around. Somebody knew about it. Somebody heard about it. And you know how things go. It may not have been like, it's almost never like somebody sees a script and goes, that's it. That's my ticket. And then they just copy it straight up. Somebody read it, passed on it, whatever, talk to somebody else, talk to somebody else, talk to somebody else. And eventually someone thinks they had a brilliant idea.
Right.
You know, because they just sort of pieced together what was in the air. But I find it hard to believe that these things sprang up independently, fully independently of each other. Somebody had to talk to somebody.
I do have some insight.
You do? Oh, cool.
So Chris Miller had the idea for Afterparty in like 2010-ish.
Oh, wow. That far back. Okay.
And it was, here we go. Here's the kicker. It was originally called The Reunion.
The Reunion. Okay.
And he shopped it around as a movie. Uh-huh. Nobody bid on it. And it just sort of kept evolving. Eventually, he signed the deal for Apple and made the show.
Huh. Okay.
So I think that you're right. It's just sort of in the backwards order of like, it's the after party that was getting kicked around for a long time.
Okay.
And I think the reunion probably spun off of that.
Yeah. And then Afterparty still got made first. That's what's weird. Usually it's like, oh, copycat gets made first, and then you, out of sort of principle, make yours later and go, but I had the idea first. But like Reunion is weird because it's like they didn't have the idea first. It's not better. It's a much smaller story than Afterparty because it's a movie, because it's like an hour and a half movie, like a quick, regular ass movie.
Exactly.
So it had a lot going against it. I find it strange that it exists almost.
Right?
It's one of those, we hear more and more these days about studios taking whole friggin' films and just canning them and taking the tax write-off.
Oh my God. Yeah. So sad.
It's weird, man. It's weird that it exists. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just like, oh, I've seen this. I've seen this and it was better.
So we do still get a slight glimpse of a fictional band in here. I didn't know what we were going to get going into this. If we were going to get like some sort of a struggling artist sort of story, or if we were going to get Bupkis, but we actually did get a little something to talk about.
Yeah.
It's a band called What the Dillio. Uh-huh. They perform a rock version of Nelly's Hot in Here.
Now, What the Dillio in the universe, they were around in high school.
I believe so.
They were more like the ska band. Like they're just getting back together and playing, I think. Like it's not like they're hot superstars in the world now.
I would assume not. They have like a really small touring van that we see when they leave the party. And Chase Crawford's character says something about like the band you all got finger banged to in high school or some shit
exactly.
like that.
There was a reference to it being way back.
Here's their cover.
I was like, good gracious, ass is bodacious. Flirtation, trying to show patience. Waiting for the right time to shoot my steeds. And for the right time to flash them keys. Then I'm leaving, please believe.
That's all we get. What the Dillio with their cover of Hot in Here. Now, Shawn,
Yes.
sad to say, that is not even my favorite ironic rock and roll style cover of the song Hot in Here.
Okay.
Have you heard this take by Jenny Owen Youngs?
Dancing from the mirror while you're on the phone, checking your reflection and telling your best friend, like, girl, I think my butt can be. It's getting hot in.
This has been a favorite of mine for a while.
Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah, never heard that before.
Yeah, that's again Jenny Owen Youngs. She's seems like she does a lot of songwriting. She's had songs in a lot of TV stuff: Weeds, Grey's Anatomy, Nurse Jackie, BoJack Horseman. She also co-wrote, along with a bunch of people, the Panic at the Disco song "High Hopes."
Okay.
Kind of a singer-songwriter, but she's definitely written a lot for other folks.
That seems to be the case quite frequently for us.
Yeah. It's true. Anyway, just had to throw that in there because I was like, what are the odds? Like, there's like an ironic cover of a Nelly song.
Oh, sure.
And I don't want to play the Nelly version. You cool with that?
I don't even have it queued up, so great. Yeah, I wasn't planning on it.
Great.
What do you say we move on to the next track, something both of us are quite excited to talk about? Mm-hmm. How about a little Garth Merenghi's Darkplace?
Garth Marenghi's Darkplace is special. It's so special. This is like, I feel like I wasn't aware of it like right when it came out. I feel like college years is where I started hearing about this show.
Yeah, so it came out in 2004.
Okay.
I think I probably heard about it in 2005.
Yeah, okay. So maybe not as far behind as I thought. It's hard to tell because it is a show where the premise is... So let's start from the top. Sorry. For those who don't know, Garth Marenghi's Darkplace is a cult classic. British show, so it's a quick 8 episodes, I think.
I think it's 6. It's very short.
Yeah, the whole thing, all of it. It is filmed as if it was shot in the 80s.
Yes.
It is like a documentary behind the scenes of a television show written by this pompous mystery writer, Garth Marenghi. So it's like layers, like you have...
And I believe that they haven't been released to the public ever. So it's like sort of, they do talking heads to give backgrounds about making the episodes.
Yeah, this is definitely like in the era of like DVD specials being at their height.
Right. Yes.
So they're going for that sort of approach. Yeah, like for the first time ever, you can own the like long lost mystery series Garth Marenghi's Darkplace, or just in the universe it's just Darkplace.
Right.
But Garth Marenghi created it. So in our universe, it's Garth Marenghi's Darkplace. And most importantly, I think it gave us Matt Berry.
Oh yeah.
Or at least it was the first Matt Berry in my life.
I had never seen him before that show, and I've been obsessed with him ever since.
So it gave us Matt Berry and Richard Ayoade, who both were in IT Crowd, which is what I think a lot of people know them from.
Yep.
And then, Matt Berry, who we also love for What We Do in the Shadows now.
Yes. Laszlo. Oh my God. Hilarious.
His big American break. And one of the best bits in it is that like all of Matt Berry's lines are like dubbed over. I mean, like a lot of the lines in general are dubbed over, but his voice works really well for the joke.
I mean, his voice, it works well for any joke. The guy just sounds hilarious.
We sadly only get a little glimpse of his musical talent, which is massive in this series.
That's correct. We only get the one song in Darkplace. It is a song called One Track Lover.
So this was in 2004. So this is just after The British Office. I feel like that's a little bit inspired by Free Love, Freeway, Ricky Gervais's song from The Office.
Yeah, definitely could be.
I mean, just doing a mockumentary was in the air around this time because of The Office, but they found a unique way to do it by setting it in 1984.
Right. So here is One Track Lover.
I'm a one-track lover, down a two-way lane, driving fast down the highway, must have been insane, 'cause the temperature's too high, traveling way too fast, and I knew our loving was too hot to last.
It's got that sweet ass solo right there.
I mean, it's dead on. Like, it sounds kind of like the score music from Buckaroo Banzai.
Oh,
which
yeah.
was 1984. Like it's close. Like they're on the money.
Yeah, that 80s synth is really fucking choice. It's so cool because, like, just as you said, they really nailed the sound of it instead of it sounding like 2004 doing the 80s. It accurately sounds like the time.
Yeah, I feel like they went like full Jack White and like got the things from the time and recorded on them. You know,
I would not be surprised at all simply because of Matt Berry's insane musical history and knowledge.
Love of real vintage shit.
He has like 11 albums now, and he plays almost all of the instruments on each one of the records.
He's a real multi-talented dude.
And I'm going to play you a Matt Berry song.
Are you?
But first, Dustin, I found One Track Lover was sampled in a song
No way.
from 2014 called Feather Funk by Pogo.
Wow.
Isn't that cool?
That's buried pretty well. I wouldn't have found that on my own.
Pretty neat.
I just can't get over how on point it's not, like without the vocals, like it very much is just the music you would hear in any like second to third act transition in like a action movie, like a Dolph Lundgren something or other from that time, you know.
Even with the tasty guitar licks.
Oh, totally. The tasty guitar licks are what defines that. Yeah.
Yeah, it really sets it off into like, oh man, are you sure this wasn't in a Van Damme movie?
It's right out of a film with some cheesy scene where a guy gets pushed into a vat of acid or something that like either this is for the viewers or for the listeners, okay, that either Nick Gartner or John Richter would have showed me in like 2006.
That's accurate. Hi, John. Hi, Nick. That's accurate.
Yeah, I can't find any real world analogs for it. I was like looking for like something that has that dark synth feel to it with the guitar, and it's like that type of music is really from movie scores more than actual music.
Yeah, I think that you nailed that, and honestly, that sort of gives me a little bit more confidence in bringing up one of these notes that I have. So the composer for Darkplace is a man by the name of Andrew Hewitt in the credits. So that's another hilarious thing about Darkplace is all of the people are credited not as themselves, but they're credited as fake, like actors playing characters.
As the fictional actors. Yeah.
Right. So I couldn't find who wrote One Track Lover, but it's credited as Todd Rivers as Lucian Sanchez and Dean Lerner as Thornton Reed.
Right. Which that's Matt Berry and Richard Iowata's character names.
Right, yeah, but I don't know if they actually wrote it or if they're just doing that as like the goof. Bringing up that it sounds so much like score for an action movie sort of leads me to believe that Andrew Hewitt did have something to do with the One Track Lover music.
Yeah, it's sometimes it's hard to dig out that information. If something was made by the composer of a thing, it's almost like it just happens like as part of the contract, and they don't get the like full recognition for it, and then fuckos like us try to make a podcast and figure out who actually wrote it, and we don't know because it's different how it works when it's part of the package deal. If you're making all the music for the show, does that include the songs? Maybe. Sometimes.
Andrew's work on Darkplace, by the way, was nominated for a BAFTA, which is badass.
Oh, really?
He continued to work with this crew on the next show called Man to Man with Dean Lerner, which is just taking Richard's character from Darkplace and doing another show.
Uh-huh.
And then he also composed the music for Richard's movie Submarine.
So they've got some history together.
Yeah, they do. Absolutely.
That's great.
And as promised, here comes the Matt Berry track. It's fresh off his 2025 album. It's brand new, ladies and gentlemen. The album's called Heard Noises. This is the song, I Got a Limit.
You are a man, you're crazy at a time. Won't you make up your mind? Is it love or is it lime? Oh.
I'm a man and my shirt is too bright and my hair took a dive and my pants are too tight. Oh.
I got a limit. You sure I did
All of his stuff is kind of psychedelic rock. world territory, I guess. But I love where he goes in it.
I often think about Jethro Tull when I listen to Matt Berry.
Yeah. I love his like 60s stuff, like that the vibraphone stuff that was starting to come in at the end of the track you just played. Love that like James Bond shit.
Oh, yes. Yep.
One thing I wanted to add, I would be remiss if I didn't say, I do think Ben Stiller is at least 10% to thank for Darkplace, because I don't know if it would exist the way it does if he hadn't made that pilot, Heat Vision and Jack, that certainly everyone in the industry had seen by this point.
Sure.
Because I think that was like 99 or 2000. And it was a very similar setup. It was like Jack Black in a retrospective, like Jack Black as a person playing an actor in like a Knight Rider type show in the 80s with a motorcycle voiced by Owen Wilson.
I never really put that together, but I think, yeah, that's a very valid point.
I think it paved the way. You know, it's one of those, I don't know when, it was probably around the same time as Darkplace that I became aware of Heat Vision and Jack, and you could download shitty VHS quality.
The quality hasn't gotten any better.
No, yeah, because it didn't actually exist. Like, it was never actually released, but it was one of those things that like got passed around on like DVDs and then eventually digital files when people could send video on the internet. But it's just, they had to have seen it, you know.
And honestly, that segues quite perfectly into our next property.
We've been talking about Ben Stiller a lot. We've referenced Severance several times too.
We have, yes. Because Ben Stiller and Jack Black are both involved in Tropic Thunder.
Yeah, we always do this. Like we didn't mean to like theme out this mixtape. I don't think as well as we did.
They just seem to gel in a very natural way that's always very fun.
Yeah, so Tropic Thunder features music by the fictional rapper Alpa Chino, which is a play on Al Pacino's name.
So along with being a fictional artist, he also has some fictional products in the movie, such as the energy drink Booty Sweat.
Booty Sweat.
And the performance energy bar Bust a Nut.
And Bust a Nut, yeah. Booty Sweat is so like out of real life. Like every rapper had a like branded, well, both of them, like branded snacks, like rap snacks.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's eventually how it all settled down. It's like Rap Snacks was just like, we'll be the brand. You just put your different faces on whatever version of chip seasoning you're into.
Didn't 50 Cent buy like vitamin water or some shit like that?
No, did he?
I thought so.
He had a 10% stake in it. Coke owns it now.
Okay.
But when Coke bought it, that gave him like $100 million.
Yeah, buddy. Wow, just for 10%. Holy shit. I need to own 10% of something. So we get another super dirty song in this movie by the name of I Love the Pussy.
Vertical integration, you gotta have the booty sweat in the song.
Yeah. So speaking of the mixtape episodes, just sort of finding a way to gel together naturally, this song is like every Nelly song I've ever heard rolled into one. It's like a perfect combination of every single Nelly song that exists.
I was gonna say it's very Nelly. I would say it's T.I. It's a lot of southern rap. Like it's got Atlanta all over it too. Is the only thing I would say.
Fair,
but I think a lot of people mistake Nelly for like an Atlanta, like an ATL rapper.
Okay.
Because, you know, as always, St. Louis doesn't actually exist. People don't know where Missouri is.
Yeah.
Real quick, that song was performed by Brandon T. Jackson, who plays Al Pacino.
And he's a co-writer on this song as well.
He is, yeah.
Along with Daryl Farmer, who was in Alpa's crew, Ronald Jackson, Cisco Adler, and Micah Givens.
Yep.
Now, Ronald Jackson, I found out, co-wrote Willow Smith's song, Whip My Hair, with Janae Ratliff. This song's 15 years old this year.
Wow, that's crazy.
You know what else is crazy, Dustin? Brandon T. Jackson, he plays another fictional rapper called Prada G in Big Mama's house, like father, like
really?
son. So that's yet another thing we can talk about in a future episode of the show.
Nice. Another rapper that's like a wordplay name. That's funny.
And then just one more cool fun fact about one of the writers, Cisco Adler,
Okay, I was wondering if you were going to get to this.
who is the son of Lou Adler, has co-written a bunch of Swayze songs like Buzzin' and Corona and Lime. Here is Buzzin'.
Met her at a backyard block party by the bar. And she kept looking at me like she knew who I was. She was buzzing all over me. She was buzzing all over me. She was buzzing all over me like she fell in love.
Nice. Okay. Gotta check out some Swayze. Is it pronounced Swayze like Patrick Swayze?
I believe so, yeah.
Nice.
I had not seen Tropic Thunder in a good long while, and boy howdy, did it really make me fucking laugh. So I'm glad that we had it on the docket for today, and I'm glad that it brought me so much joy in a rewatch.
I'm just amazed at how big budget it is for a comedy.
Oh my God, it's huge.
Kind of the end of that era.
Yeah.
Like that, what all started seemingly with like the Blues Brothers, maybe like the over budget action film disguised as a comedy.
Yeah.
Man, Tropic Thunder was, I mean, we'll see how history's lens continues to look on RDJ for this one. But one thing it did do, it really kind of saved Tom Cruise's career, because this was like Tom Cruise was at his lowest point. He was like, he had just done like the not too long prior, like the Oprah interview where he like lost his mind, yelling about like
Jumping on the couch
and saying like therapy's a lie and all that crazy stuff. And then he came back, he was super funny in this, and he shut the fuck up about everything else, which was great.
Oh God. He is so fucking funny in this.
So funny. That dancing was about as viral as things got in 07 or whatever,
Yeah.
Also, like Bill Hader shared scenes with him in this. I'm pretty sure like 2 or 3 years prior, he was like a PA on movie sets.
Yep. I love him talking about being a PA. Anytime he's like doing an interview talking about doing PA work, it's so fucking awesome.
Have you seen the one about the knife?
Yes.
The prop department.
Yeah.
Knife?
Why?
It's good.
Oh, fucking so funny. Yeah, Tropic Thunder, that's another movie where as it keeps going, you're like, man, they just really fucking, Ben Stiller called everybody in his phone and was like, want to come do this movie?
So many people in it. Coogan's in it for just the beginning as a hilarious exit.
Yeah, Danny McBride before he fully broke.
Oh, yeah.
Like he had foot fist way out, which is what got him in the door, but like
got him noticed by like the Funny or Die people, I believe is the story.
Yes. So Dustin, what do you say we finish up this episode with the final track of the show, Champagne and Bullets?
Yeah. Champagne and Bullets, a movie that I'd heard of before, but I've heard of it under a different title, Get Even.
And there's even one more alternate title of Road to Revenge, so you could have known it under 3 different things.
I believe those are 3 different edits of the movie also, right?
Yes, that is also true. Yeah, there are 3 distinct edits of this film.
None of them short enough.
So with a very special thing to talk about, we have a very special guest on K-Flix Fiction Radio, everyone. Gladstone, go ahead and let in our guest, Erik from Internet Comment Etiquette.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, how's it going, buddy?
It's going good.
Hello.
Nice to be here. This booth is nice.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah.
You guys really did it up in here.
Oh, thanks.
I'd say this is like worth at least 5 budgets of Champagne and Bullets.
Oh.
Unless you have some insane news about or some insane details about how much that movie cost to make.
I actually don't have that offhand, but I now wish that I did.
I think they blew it all on intimacy coordinators.
Yeah, they kept quitting.
Speaking of that, just real quick, I have some pretty cool fun facts about this movie, and it's right on the subject of this. So when they were shooting the movie, John DeHart had a girlfriend. She plays the nun in the movie.
Oh my God.
That's his actual girlfriend?
Well, while they were shooting it.
Well, was.
Until they shot the hot tub scene and she dumped him.
I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it. He had a good thing going there with that nun. She was actually a very normal looking person.
The nun?
Yeah. I remember watching the movie and being like, wow, they got a good looking nun. That's his girlfriend?
At the time.
Dude, are you about to blow my mind and tell me he was like 32 when they filmed this or something?
He could have been, because he claims that he was in law school when they shot it in 1993.
Oh my God.
He was in law school.
Yeah, he became a lawyer after this movie, after they shot it.
Like a bus bench lawyer, right?
Probably, yeah.
Presumably.
Imagine you get like a public defender and it's that guy. He's wearing leather pants and a cowboy shirt, or no, a rugby polo shirt.
There are some great shirts across the board in this.
His shirts are amazing.
He's got like those country music, like those Garth Brooks shirts, like the big checkered, obnoxious colors. It's great.
He's half the movie. He's dressed like he woke up at his son's house. Just had to put something on real quick. Oh, this rugby polo shirt's gonna be great for today's shoot.
What did you guys think of Wings Hauser in this movie?
Awesome. Just losing his mind the whole time.
Dustin, did you think he was drunk the whole time?
No, I said he was losing his mind the whole time.
Oh, no. I mean, do you think he was drunk the whole time?
Oh, like just to get through it? Yeah, maybe.
He was. I think there was some method acting going on with that actor.
Yeah, probably.
Apparently, all of his lines were just whatever he wanted to say.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
Shawn, when you saw this movie for the first time, was it with me?
It was?
I have it was like a vivid memory of, it popped back into my head when I was rewatching it, where they're at the bar and Wings Hauser is like, just out of nowhere, he's like, I want to kill you. And I'm going to kill you. And I'm going to kill you. And just starts going down the line of people he wants to kill.
Yeah.
I just remember me and you, I don't think the next 10 minutes of the movie we heard. We were just laughing so hard at that one moment.
There were so many moments in this movie where you and I just went off on a side tangent and lost minutes of the film.
Well, I mean, so did the filmmaker, thankfully.
There's so many great choices.
So many non-decisions. So many just like times where like he's the only person in charge. So fuck it, leave it in. I think it's important that we sit here and I tell this waiter, this off-screen. They never cut to the close-up of the waiter. It's just his belly responding, and he's like, "Yes, that's a good joke, sir. You always have good jokes."
Tells a couple jokes.
The scene doesn't matter. He just wanted to tell 2 shitty jokes.
And the date loves it.
Oh, super into it.
She's so into it.
And she's like, all right, I'm banging this guy in a tub. Or was that the fireplace?
I think that's the fireplace that comes in where she gets assaulted with the ice.
That's when the laughter stopped for me and Shawn on our first watching. We just started talking about sports. We had to turn to each other and wait for it to be over.
Yeah. Well, that was the one thing you told me. So I just watched this. My first time seeing this movie was 2 hours ago. The one thing I knew going into it was, Shawn, you were like, there are going to be some really, really long and uncomfortable sex scenes in this movie. And I even then could not have fathomed how many.
Yeah.
Or how long.
Yeah.
They're like music video length. They're an entire song long.
Of him just playing with boobs, playing with nipples mostly.
Mm-hmm.
Ice cubes. And like every time the actress is like, oh my God.
Super uncomfortable.
Come on. This is take 9.
Spike in the camera with a full smile.
Ugh.
With John's girlfriend dressed as a nun watching from behind camera.
Oh, God bless it.
I'd say as far as uncomfortable sex scenes in movies go, this is number 1. Number 2 is Irreversible.
Oh, I don't know that.
I've heard of Irreversible.
People listening to this at home are going to probably think I'm an asshole for that joke.
Oh.
Dustin, gets it.
I am aware of this.
Number 1, Champagne and Bullets. Number 2, Irreversible.
Erik certified.
Also, in terms of sex scene length, number 1, Champagne and Bullets. Number 2, Irreversible.
Yes.
Yeah, that the movie makes you like him, like in a lovable sort of like, oh, he's so kooky kind of way. And then you get to that scene, the first one, and you're like, oh, I don't want to know this guy. I don't like that at all.
Yeah, totally.
And then he does it again.
So I have another pretty insane fact coming from John DeHart himself.
I don't think we've named him director and star of this film.
And writer, yes.
And writer, yeah.
But according to him, the satanic cult aspect of it is based on a true story.
That part is based on a true story.
Yes. According to John, this is from an interview that I read for Movie Boozer. And in it, he says that he would rent that limo that's in the movie. I guess he owned that and he would rent it out. He would hire drivers to take people out in the limo. He had this young woman in her 20s, was a driver, and she was really upset one night, claiming that she went to like this cult gathering and they sacrificed a kid, and then she was dead the next weekend because her and her boyfriend got T-boned while riding on her boyfriend's motorcycle.
Whoa.
He kept up with the he stayed tuned on that?
I guess so. Well, if she's still working for him, I guess he would find out if she was killed in an accident.
Oh, sorry, my bad. My listening literacy is terrible. I thought she was a passenger in his limo.
Oh, no. She was a driver that was taking his rented limo out to people.
Okay.
That changes it a bit.
So then she was telling him the story about how she went to this thing and was really upset about it. And then she was dead the next weekend.
Huh.
Well, she must have been telling the truth.
Motorcycles, famously very safe.
Yes, the safest mode of transportation.
The cult was like, we can get any baby we want, but to get this witness, we're gonna have to make it look like an accident.
Yep.
And then this guy heard that. He was like, I'm gonna turn this woman's absolutely tragic end into the shittiest movie on the planet. By the way, no motorcycle accidents that I can remember in this movie.
Yeah, no.
Left that on the table.
Yeah. Well, there's room for champagne and bullets too.
I think I have room for that, yeah, in my life.
I've got an appetite for that.
I could go down on that. Get down on that. Sorry.
No, you could go down on it for a solid 4 minutes and 33 seconds, the length of a song.
I'll let that thing rub an ice cube all over my body next to a fireplace while the worst song ever plays in the background.
It's so gross because I feel like I've met these people. Like, I've met people who are like filmmakers in quotes, but they're really just like they had some professional career and they've got a little bit of money to burn. And so they put themselves in charge of the whole thing. And they're like, yeah, like ice cube nipple play for 4 minutes. That's normal.
Yeah.
Like every movie I see.
It is like removing the mask a bit on, like, if you were to see that guy out in the wild, you'd be like, I bet this guy like knows his way around a 2x4. Like, I bet this guy is very knowledgeable. And then like you're seeing him just having cretin sex with this poor actress.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like those are just 2 parts of the movie. The rest of the movie is also that bad and good. Those are the 2 parts that I would like to cut out if I'm going to rewatch it again.
Sure.
I can't show the movie to anybody I like. I have to just say like, oh yeah, no, I saw that a while ago. I remember it being funny, so I have some plausible deniability when they come back and they're like, what the fuck? I watched that with my mom. Oh, I forgot about those.
Not to keep harping on the dinner scene with the jokes, but also the longest shot I've ever seen of just holding on a guy eating a chip for no reason. Like we come into the scene, like, Hitchcock said, enter the scene after it started and leave before it ends. This guy did not get the note. It comes in and he just like takes a bite of a chip and he's like, and then like goes for another. And that's how this thing is an hour and 38 minutes long, which I guess for a movie that's not terribly long, but it felt like more.
It could have been a tight 90,
Totally.
You should have watched the Champagne and Bullets cut. That's the longer version.
That's what I watched.
Did you?
I'm with Dustin. I just rewatched it last night. It was an hour and 38 minutes. Are you saying that there's a shorter cut, Shawn?
Depending, because like I also watched one that was titled Champagne and Bullets, but it was actually the Getaven cut.
Okay.
Oh.
Getaven.
Get it? Yeah, I've heard Getaven. Because it's get even, but one word, and even is capitalized. Getaven.
What's the difference between the two?
To my understanding, the Champagne and Bullets version had a lot more misogyny in it. The sex scenes are all longer. The baby sacrifices longer, stuff like that.
Oh, okay. So I prefer Getaven. Yeah. without even seeing it. Never seen it. That's the one.
Getaven is the most popular one. Well, all right. I feel like we've been teasing the listeners enough with the music, so let's give them one of the uncomfortable sex scenes. I want to play the one that sounds like a alternate version of Roy Orbison and Elvis. We're going to go with. And these, I don't know what the titles of them are. I'm literally guessing, but I think it's called I'll Be With You, because that's what he just sings over and over and over again.
Yep.
I'll be with you when you want me.
I remember this from my nightmares last night.
When you need me. I'll be with you when you're free.
Like, he really is putting on, like, the Orbison thing.
Oh, yeah, big time. Yeah, he's got the waver in there, for sure.
Is this John DeHart?
Yes.
I'll be with you when you
Damn right.
Little vibrato there.
I'll be with you when you need me.
Were you playing it? Like, did you find a clip with just the audio, or did you have to watch the sex scene just now?
Oh, no, I unfortunately was looking at the hot tub scene.
I actually have it playing in front of me on a loop.
Just hearing it now, I feel like I listened to it with a depth that I was not able to hear while watching it.
Well, see, now that you said that, I mean, I feel like I can't deprave the listeners from the other song.
This one's better.
Nova means you've already said goodbye.
I mean, this is like Lindsay and Stevie.
Thought it wasn't right. Yeah, you felt the pain. You walked through the rain, and now you're here, and now you hear the thunder dying.
You think they're in the same room when they recorded this?
Do we know who did the woman's vocals? Do we know who that is?
I would assume it's the woman that plays Pamela, but I don't know.
Is Pamela the girlfriend?
Pamela is the woman in the sex scenes.
Oh, okay.
Wasn't she like a Playboy model?
I think so.
Did I read that? I wonder if it's the nun. I wonder if it's his girlfriend singing with him.
Oh, could be.
So she broke up with him, but it wasn't because of the music?
Oh, Cindy. Cindy is the character name. Pamela Bryant is her name.
Oh, okay. There it is. All right. Well, at least I wasn't too far off.
Pamela Bryant was Playboy's Playmate of the Month, April 1978. Don't see anything about a singing career.
Just cast-related stuff. We were talking very briefly off mic about the Normad character name.
The character name Normad, yeah.
Not Normand.
Not Norman, not Normand, Normad. Like NORAD.
Yeah.
But with an M.
So I have a little insight to that. That's due to a typo.
I was going to make that joke.
Well, you would have been completely
That's
fucking
real?
accurate. Yes, absolutely. It's due to a typo.
They just left an N out?
Well, he thought it was a cool name.
Oh, my God.
Oh, like he made the typo and he was like, baller.
Apparently somebody else made the typo and he thought it was better.
Normad. I mean, sounds like a guy you wouldn't want to fuck with.
That's true.
Yeah, but then everything he did as Normad betrayed that. I was like, I could see myself fucking with this guy constantly. This dude just begs to be fucked with.
Normad, well, he's in some stuff. That actor, William Smith.
He's in Red Dawn. That's what I know him from, yeah.
Conan the Barbarian, apparently.
Oh, that makes sense.
It felt like he was doing like a Burt Reynolds mixed with Macho Man Randy Savage in this movie.
I got big Burt Reynolds energy at the very beginning when they're about to do the raid and he sets him up.
Yes.
Like the vibe that I got from him in this movie was this was his last movie before he died.
I don't even think that's true, though.
I know. That's just what he was going for, I guess.
Well, I will say he brought, like, in the way that he brought the Burt Reynolds energy. It was like the Burt Reynolds is doing a contractual movie and doesn't give a fuck energy.
Right.
And he seemed like he was having like as much fun as he could, which is still way less fun than any of us have on a normal day. That dude, I think there were scenes in there with Normad where he was like, I'm just gonna do what I want.
Totally.
Actually, apparently he was like word perfect for every word that John wrote for him to say.
Oh.
It's the complete opposite of Wings Hauser.
Oh my God.
There are some scenes where you can tell he's having trouble delivering it as poorly as it was written. You know, like the deposition or whatever is in the beginning where like he's telling the judge the story of how these guys are crooked cops.
I was waiting for him to look at the camera and be like, are we gonna turn around or is this a oneer? And it was.
He seemed genuinely pretty uncomfortable in his scene where he's like spanking the woman.
I hated that, dude.
That was the worst.
I hated that so much.
Like he's going way off with his arm swings. Like he does not want to sell it even close.
Not a single punch in this movie was sold.
True.
Appropriately.
Fair.
There were missing sound effects, and there were sound effects for other punches, which is what made the missing sound effects stand out more. Like when Wings Hauser punches the two cops in the trial in the beginning of the movie, there's no sound effects. He just goes, "Hoo-yah! Hoo!"
Yeah, that's true.
There's nothing.
Like, isn't it crazy? Like, the difference between John DeHart and Quentin Tarantino is talent.
Oh.
You know?
Among a few other things. You know, how do you get from John DeHart to Quentin Tarantino? Like, if we were to do sort of a, Taming of the Shrew situation with John DeHart, make him a Tarantino in time for prom,
Well... Okay, I will say not even talent, but taste. I think Tarantino has taste. Mm-hmm. Like he clearly studied film history. Like that was like his bag. Is like his vocabulary for films from the past, from the 70s especially, is huge.
Yeah.
Whereas this guy, it's not clear that he's seen a movie before.
I wouldn't say that.
Tarantino's very much a cinephile. He's all celluloid. And then you got John DeHart. He's more of a Shakespeare guy.
Oh, right. Uh-huh.
He is.
Yes. Yeah, very much so. He helped write all of the songs that you hear in the movie, but the Shimmy Slide song is a little bit different because he did ask/hire other people to write that song.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He asked them to write a line dance song, but...
No, get the fuck out of here.
And John says that he authored it.
Oh, Christ. He was like, I don't know, this one's a little above me. I don't know about all this shimmying.
Well, because it's because it's his idea. Right, yeah.
He outsourced that?
He did. He outsourced the Shimmy Slide.
I mean, I'll say Shimmy Slide is on point for like country music 1993. Like Shimmy Slide is right there with it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, should we
play a little bit of the Shimmy Slide? Absolutely. Let's do it.
It's time to go home, you're gonna jump in your car. I know I gotta stop you cause my heart's on fire. You say jump in, let's go for a ride. Maybe we'll do the shimmy and the slide. Your heart's on fire when I grab you by the hand. Your waist is moving with the rhythm of the band. My eyes swell up as you take me for a ride. Come on, pretty baby, let's do the shimmy slide.
You could just hear him saying, like, for my money, nobody beats Elvis when any other musician is referenced in real life.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Shawn, you cut out the best part of the song.
I did?
Yeah, the very end when he goes, hot damn.
Oh.
Just the end of the song with hot damn when like everyone's done playing. Just throw one of those in there. He really gave it his all. I thought it was pretty brave of them to go the Joker 2 route and use all of the live mics on set for that song. Like people give a lot of props to Gaga and that French actor Timothée Chalamet for his biopic about Bob Dylan. It's all live on set. And
Sure.
I think it was pioneered by Mr. John DeHart.
Yeah. The original.
Probably.
He was like, fuck it. I'm singing it, ain't I? That scene was incredible. That's the scene where, Shawn, when we were watching it, we were like, this is something special.
Yes.
This is more than just a bad, good movie.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
This is something that is like, I understand why this has a 4K UHD Vinegar Syndrome release with a limited edition slipcover. It makes sense now.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
His incredible stage presence during that performance.
Whether he's trying to or not.
Stiff as a board.
I have some insight into this as well, gentlemen.
Oh, good.
I have a clip from 2013 where John is a guest at the Cinefamily showing of the movie, and they do a little Q&A afterward, and he tells the story about how he injured his back prior to shooting this scene. Please enjoy John's words.
When I'm doing the shimmy slide in the movie, my back, I was crippled, man. I can tell you what, you can see my eyes, I was on Percodan. I heard
That's really good for me when you first told me that.
I had hurt my back, picking wings up. Remember the last scene where I carry him to the car? Well, the way you shoot movies, you shoot them out of sequence. And that was one of the first scenes we shot.
This guy telling us about the way you shoot movies.
I looked at him, I didn't use my legs right, and my back was already a little soft.
My back was soft?
You know, there was a lot of, it was a very difficult job, but it's a labor of love, too.
So yeah, he had a bad back, and he was on drugs.
Wow, that's got to be the worst day of school for those film students. Bring that fucking guy in. All right, everybody. This is filmmaker John DeHart. Anybody have any questions? Yeah, can you stop staring at me? Sorry.
The Shimmy Slide song. Erik, I don't know if you listened to our Light of Day episode, but it's fine if you didn't. When we recorded that episode and we talked about the fabulous Thunderbird song that is featured in that film, it took everything in me to not bring up the fact that it reminds me of the motherfucking Shimmy Slide. So now that we're talking about Champagne and Bullets, I'm going to bring back this fabulous Thunderbird song from that movie called Twist It Off.
Let's compare.
Oh, yeah. It's that choo-choo chugging along blues, step thing that was...
Why didn't you hire these guys?
Right. They cost too much.
They cost too much. The thing about making movies is you want to cheap out on everything. More than one shot? I don't think so.
Don't ever make a single decision on what lens you're going to use. It's the one that comes on the camera.
I don't believe in coverage. I don't cover my scenes. I don't cover my women. I like uncoverage.
I mean, there are so many scenes like that, though, where he doesn't turn around. He does not shoot the reverse of the other actor in the scene.
Right.
Like, it's just a stand-up of a person responding to someone else, but they ran out of time or whatever.
When you make movies, you don't get a lot of time. You don't have enough time. You spend all your time on one guy and you got to turn around, but then they kick you out. They say you can't be here no more. You only paid for 6 hours.
Oh, holy shit.
What?
Just some fun facts real quick about William Smith, the actor who played Normad. By the way, he lived till 2021.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Thank God.
He was born in 1933, Shawn, in Columbia, Missouri, where he grew up on the family cattle ranch.
There we go.
He was a bodybuilder. It says a lifelong bodybuilder. He was a record holder for reverse curling his own body weight.
Oh, shit.
I don't know what that means because I'm not a bodybuilder, but it sounds impressive.
Reverse curling? What the fuck is that?
His trademark arms measure, I'm just reading straight off of Wikipedia now. His trademark arms measured as much as 18 1/4 inches.
Okay.
He was also an amateur boxer. He spoke Russian fluently and was a Russian intercept interrogator in the Korean War. Guy lived a life.
That's the most interesting part about the movie. Is this guy's life.
What this guy did way before it.
Yeah.
And then he's thinking about all this while he's filming Champagne and Bullets, going what happened?
I once brokered a deal between North and South Korea, and here I am spanking this poor woman. I don't want to do it. Can I just yell at her? John, can I yell at her? No, you got to snap your fingers when you slide them through her hair. That's a lyric from Shimmy Slide, by the way, that doesn't make any sense to me. that is stuck in my fucking head. What is it? I just pulled it up. My fingers start a snapping when I run them through your hair. Can you imagine how uncomfortable that would be?
It's just snap, snap, snap as you're running.
Yeah. I feel like that would not be
Just a bony finger slapping against your head.
Dustin, when we finish this episode, go give your wife a big old smooch and just snap the whole way down her hair.
You like that?
You like when I snap in your hair.
Is that all right?
Is that all right? Should I do it more?
I'm gonna make that a thing. Come on, pretty baby. Let's do the shimmy slide.
The shimmy slide. Okay, I do have a song I want to play related to the shimmy slide. So this is what's crazy. The shimmy slide, like I said, it sounds like so many country songs right around 93, whatever. But can you believe it predates this song, The Watermelon Crawl from 1994?
Obey the law. When you drink, don't drive. Do the watermelon crawl.
That one's by Tracy Bird.
You mind if I sing the lyrics to Shimmy Slide over that to see if it matches?
See if it lines up.
Let's see if this matches up. We might have a lawsuit for John here.
This is the episode where we crack. Yeah, exactly.
How does the movie end, by the way? Mind me asking?
How does it end?
Yeah, I rewatched it last night, and I fell asleep with a half hour left to go.
Cindy's alive.
Okay.
Well, because he defeats Normad. And then the big surprise at the end is the dead girlfriend who they had a funeral for isn't dead. It was all like she's just like, I went to the hospital and then they told me I had to have a funeral like for my protection.
Oh my God.
The husband was not aware of this.
I was more interested in Wings Hauser's story, to be honest. If they had switched over to his story, which they did for a little bit actually, when he tries to drink bleach.
Right.
They spent a good 20 minutes on him. And wait, did they skip something? Because what is John DeHart's character's name?
Bodie, Rick.
Brody, whatever. He comes in and he's like, hey, we dealt with Normad. He's not a judge anymore. We don't see that, right? That doesn't happen on camera? That's a big deal. That must have taken a lot of work.
Well, do we see him become a judge? Like, in the beginning,
No.
He's like an old-ass cop, and he's like, I hope I make lieutenant, boy, oh boy. And then somehow he gets to be a judge? That's like an elected or appointed position.
Yeah. I mean, he was in a cult, so, probably some True Detective shit going on.
Sure.
But the fact that they got him kicked off of... They got him debenched. What's the? I know there's a word for this.
Disrobed.
They got him disrobed, defrocked.
No, he straight up dies, doesn't he? That was my read on it. Yeah. He gets stabbed. Bodhi comes in at him during a satanic ritual and stabs him. And then he has this crazy, just staring at the camera death scene where he goes back. And then he's just like...
So that's the part that I missed on the rewatch. But that is actually triggering some memories, some horrible, horrible memories. I'm putting as much mental energy into this as it deserves in remembering it.
We've given it too much.
I'll see you in hell, you son of a bitch.
there, tilt.
Good Lord.
You son of a bitch. Oh, shit. All right, guys. Well, this was a blast. I think I'm going to go watch the movie again.
Oh, yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go check it out. You know what? I'm going to watch the Get Even version. That sounds a little more to my liking.
More your speed.
Yeah.
I think you should really watch all three versions in a row to see which one you like more.
You should watch all three split screen.
Oh.
So you can really document the differences.
Yeah. I'm going to go snap my fingers through my own hair watching these movies. But it was an absolute delight being on the show with you guys. Happy to have me back. I'm coming back. Hit me up with some more shitty movies that I can watch and remember the songs to.
Or possibly some good ones.
Yeah, we could do good movies too.
I don't really watch those.
But yeah, thanks for coming. This was fun.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming, bud.
Yeah, of course. Well, all right, I'll be right outside the studio because, Shawn, I think you're my ride home.
Oh, yeah, I'll totally give you a ride. Yeah.
All right, I'll be out there. I'm going to just watch this movie on my phone again real quick.
Oh, okay. David Lynch would be proud.
Oh, perfect. All right, love you guys.
Love you too, buddy.
Bye-bye.
Oh man, that was absolutely fantastic. I'm so glad Erik dropped by. If you have never checked out his YouTube channel, Internet Comment Etiquette, I'm in like 60 of those videos.
Yeah, you guys go way back.
He's so funny. So please check out that YouTube channel if you've never done so.
Yes, definitely check it out. I hope he's okay out there. I hope he doesn't run into Goofy. He's been coming around lately.
Yeah, I have noticed that.
You know, how drug addicts, they go back to their spots. It's weird.
We keep telling him, Jerry's not here. Jerry's in rehab. You should be in rehab. But Goofy, of course, not listening. You know, whatever. He's got his own problems.
Yeah, I just wish he'd quit making them ours.
Yeah, that's fair. But let's go ahead and close out this episode. And Dustin, I think you know what's coming at you here, bud.
Ooh, yes, I do.
If any of these fictional artists we talked about in this mixtape were real, would you listen to them in your free time?
Okay, let's go through them all because it's been a hell of a day.
Sure has, yeah.
We'll go backwards order. We'll start with Champagne and Bullets. Obviously, all day, every day. Best music I've ever heard. Case closed.
I agree.
We're good there. Yeah.
Shimmy slide all day long, please and thank you.
I mean, it's not that far from like an Alan Jackson song. It's really not.
It's a pretty fun song, honestly.
It was enlightening to hear that it was written with help, that one.
Yes.
It is the standout.
You can tell.
You know, it's okay, but we didn't talk about the Champagne and Bullets, the song.
Well, there are still, like, there's also another little tiny song that I had pulled as a snippet, but I didn't play.
Sure.
You know, it's like...
Just the intro to this whole thing is the Champagne and Bullets. It's a deadly mix, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's a deadly combination.
It's another banger, that's what it is.
It's another banger, yes. Which, I mean, honestly, and that not too far from the Garth Merenghi track in its 80s-ness, 80s action filmness.
Fair.
That one, I mean, in all seriousness, I think we both are big Matt Berry fans.
I have 5 of his albums on vinyl. So yes, I am a big Matt Berry fan, and I do quite frequently play that clip on YouTube just for fun.
Nice. Great singer, great songwriter, better than he should be, honestly. I feel weird saying that because I just facetiously said a similar thing about Champagne and Bullets, but like, no, for real, this guy's good.
Yeah, it's impressive how talented Matt is.
Yeah. What else we talk about?
We have the Alpa Chino from Tropic Thunder.
Yeah, sure. It's trap music. It had its moment. I don't know that we need a ton more in the world, but sure. Yeah, nothing wrong with it.
There's nothing wrong with it, but I don't think that I would put it on willingly.
Yeah, no.
You know, maybe in 2008, I might have been more willing to just be like, yo, you know, like this song's on, let me get my dance on. But yeah, not currently. It's not the kind of vibe that I am rocking in my musical choices.
Yeah, gotcha.
Then we have What the Dillio from Reunion.
Pass. I mean, I don't know enough about them.
Yeah, yep.
Some band from high school, from somebody's high school.
Very, very hard to judge. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And that leads us to Xavier and Jasper from Afterparty.
Yeah, well made, well used. Maybe not my style, but I like them in the film, or in the series, I should say.
I agree with you. It sort of falls into a category of I like the Jasper songs because I liked the show. But if I just heard the Jasper songs, outside of Two Shots, because Two Shots is very funny.
Two Shots is funny, yes, but they all suffer from like a glee-ness. Like they're very much meant to be heard as part of a scene playing out.
Yes, that's true.
There's a musical quality to it.
Right. You sort of need the setup for the enjoyment of the songs.
Yeah.
But I do listen to the Jasper songs in my free time because I like that episode and I like the show.
Nice.
I don't so much listen to the Xavier songs, though they are also very funny.
I mean, those are just straight up jokes. Like just the titles even are just great jokes.
Yeah, they're great. And finally, we had Buckaroo Banzai and the Hong Kong Cavaliers.
I wish so badly that I could hear more Buckaroo Banzai and the Hong Kong Cavaliers. I'm so sad that it's only that one scene in the film.
Could you imagine, like, being at a bar casually, not knowing that Buckaroo Banzai and the Hong Kong Cavaliers are about to rock that fucking place to death, and they come on playing Rocket 88? Holy shit, dude. I would have been so thrilled if I was at that show.
And the band is like... Neil deGrasse Tyson and Fauci.
That would be ludicrous. Yeah, exactly.
Just a bunch of famous scientists run in their crazy, exuberant costumes. And they're like, we're going to play a quick set because I have to go do brain surgery and then fuck with quantum reality.
Then enter another dimension.
The ninth dimension. Just to say it, did we say the full title? Or have we just been calling it Buckaroo Banzai?
I think we've just been calling it Buckaroo Banzai.
Okay, just to have it said, the full title of this film is The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai Across the Eighth Dimension.
Full title.
I think that about does it. It's been a jam-packed mixtape, Shawn.
Oh my God. The fullest mixtape of them all, since we had an in-studio guest that was fantastic.
Damn right.
And next week, we've got a pretty fun episode on the docket as well. We're doing a Documentary Now episode for the Blue Jean Committee.
If you like Fred Armisen and Bill Hader, we got a good one coming for you.
Well, unless you're you, because I know that you hate the Eagles, which I believe you stated in this episode. And the Blue Jean Committee is a parody of the Eagles.
Yeah, just because of this, I'm going to watch a 3-hour Eagles documentary, which I'm a little excited to see it, honestly. I've heard some things. So if you like the Eagles, or if you just like funny parody documentaries, next week is for you.
And if you're excited, just like I am, dear listeners, please give this podcast a rating or review on whatever platform you're currently listening to it on. That includes YouTube. Please give us a like and a subscribe, perhaps even a comment if you liked this episode.
We're all over YouTube now, and you can find all of our stuff at fictionradiopod.com, and we're at fictionradiopod@gmail.com. So hit us up.
See you next week for the Blue Jean Committee.
Watching movies, jamming out. K-Fix 198.4 Fiction Radio.